Hey, it's Mike. How are you? We are going to talk about editorials and opinion pieces this week. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of both of these. We've moved from the informative genre to the persuasive genre. And next week we're going to conclude the persuasive genre with some discussion about commercials, which will be a lot of fun. So here's what's on the agenda. We're going to talk about the rhetorical situation and the elements of the persuasive genre. Editorials and opinion pieces obviously fit into the persuasive genre because they're trying to persuade, right? Editorials are generally written by groups or boards, the staff of a newspaper, say, whereas opinion pieces are generally by individuals. Not always, sometimes it's a group of individuals, it's like a group of nurses who have gotten together or a group of students. But just as a general rule, the editorials are written generally by groups or boards, like staffs. And opinion pieces tend to be either individuals or collections of individuals. So the purpose of a editorial or opinion piece is to more to persuade than to inform. But sometimes readers are going to be informed that there's an issue that they should be persuaded on. The audience is anyone who has access to these articles, whether it's through the newspaper or through the radio, through the internets, whatever it is. With that said, the writer is definitely writing to keep the audience in mind because they want to persuade the audience. So these are targeted articles. Mostly ethos and logos are being used. You're going to get some pathos. In some of the nursing stuff that we're looking at this week, there's definitely some pathos there. These are mostly done via text message, or not text message, via texts. Sometimes, though, they're done as audio. A lot of NPR stations run editorials. And we also have some graphics that are going to come up. Sometimes there's photos, sometimes there's charts or graphs or something like that to help you out. In terms of genre conventions, these are definitely presented as opinion. They're not masquerading as news. It's plainly stated editorial. Sometimes they're in the editorial or opinion section, right? They're trying to deliver a message quickly, so they're concise. There's usually an opening hook that's going to get you to read. Counter argument is discussed in a separate video this week, so you should check that out. Sometimes they're presenting solutions. Sometimes there's no solution. And it's more goal-oriented, vote like this, vote like that. Often these end with memorable statements, and they often end with invitations for responses as well, because they want the conversation to continue. Style-wise, these include quotations. There's a lot of analogies or allusions to history, and there's often rhetorical questions. There's a lot of rhetorical questions with ballot questions. What if blah, blah, blah? So that's another way to generate pathos right there. Clear headlines on these. Sometimes there's repetition, the same way that like in a good sermon, there's a repetition of a main point. And there's often specific examples, specific studies that are cited, specific attribution.